Could the finale of BTS's solo tour at the Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam become one of the most emotional events in K-pop concert history? This question suddenly dominated public conversation after internal sources revealed that Chris Martin, the vocalist of Coldplay, was rumored to be a special guest on the Run Seekjin solo tour stage on its final night. This leak sparked an extraordinary wave of reactions, especially when information circulated that Jungkook, who was present at the venue, could not hold back his tears upon hearing about this monumental collaboration plan. This surprising information came just a few days before the final concert scheduled to be held at the Ziggo Dome, Amsterdam, one of the most prestigious venues in Europe. For ARMY, the combination of Jin and Chris Martin is nothing new, as the two had previously collaborated on the phenomenal song My Universe. However, Chris Martin's direct appearance on the closing stage becomes a surprise that exceeds expectations, especially when the moment is expected to be the emotional peak of the entire tour. Jungkook, who has long been known for maintaining a professional expression in various public situations, was reportedly seen with teary eyes upon hearing this news from the production team. According to testimonies from several people backstage, Jungkook even stopped the conversation and bowed his head to calm himself. This reaction is believed to be not only because of pride in Jin, but also due to BTS's personal relationship with Coldplay, which has long been full of meaning. Their past collaboration has become a symbol of cross-cultural and cross-generational friendship, so seeing Chris Martin return at the finale naturally brings a strong wave of nostalgia. For many, Chris Martin's presence is not merely an addition to the guest star list, but an emotional statement rich with symbolism. This performance signifies Coldplay's unwavering support for Jin and BTS, in a period when the members are pursuing their solo paths. The fact that this moment is taking place in Amsterdam, a city often dubbed one of the world's centers of art and music, adds to the artistic weight and historical value of the event. The atmosphere of anticipation grew when this news began to spread among fans through social media. Hashtags such as #JinChrisMartin, #RunSeekjinFinale, and #JungkookTears quickly dominated global trends just hours after the leak emerged. Many ARMYs admitted to feeling moved simply by imagining Jin and Chris Martin standing side by side on stage, especially if they were to perform My Universe again in front of tens of thousands of spectators. Not a few fans linked Jungkook's tears to BTS's emotional journey over the past few years. From the peak of global popularity to the decision to take a hiatus and focus on individual activities, each member has gone through moments full of pressure and pride. Seeing Chris Martin appear for Jin at the tour's closing night is seen as international recognition of Jin's achievements, as well as a tribute to BTS as a group. The organizers have yet to officially confirm this news, although several clues further strengthen the speculation. Some crew members were seen conducting sound checks with music arrangements identical to Coldplay's works. There were even reports that special equipment for a piano and an additional microphone was prepared at the side of the stage, indicating an important guest performance. Although there has been no official statement, the silence from both Jin and Chris Martin has only made speculation wilder among the public. If this performance truly happens, the Ziggo Dome will witness an event that blends friendship, music, and emotion on one grand stage. For ARMY, this is not just a tour finale, but also a symbol of the enduring relationship between BTS and Coldplay, a relationship built on mutual respect and artistic admiration. This moment is also expected to be one of Jin's final performances before returning to focus on his mandatory military service, further raising its emotional value. In various fan posts, many have described the moment as potentially being a night where tears and smiles merge into one. For those attending in person, the opportunity to see Jin, Jungkook, and Chris Martin on the same stage is an invaluable gift. For those watching from afar, simply waiting for the official documentation is enough to make hearts race. Now the eyes of the world will be on Amsterdam. The biggest question that still hangs is, will this surprise truly happen? Whatever the answer, the anticipation has already created a grand narrative that cannot be ignored. If this news becomes reality, the Run Seekjin solo tour finale will not only be remembered as an ordinary concert, but as a historical moment that brings together two music icons from different generations on one stage, witnessed by a Jungkook who cannot hide his pride. And for ARMY, that is a memory that will last forever. Could we be witnessing a historic moment or merely a constructed story designed to capture public attention? This question must be the starting point of our observation when the news of Chris Martin's presence as a special guest in the Run Seekjin solo tour finale moves from backstage whispers to the mainstream of public conversation. Is it not true that every claim that stirs the public should demand clear and tested evidence? In addressing gossip and leaks emerging on platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other media channels, journalistic duty requires us to place verification as the primary principle. Does the source claiming to know this plan have a track record of credibility, or did the claim come from an anonymous account seeking attention? Before affixing the label of truth to a narrative, it is important to ask, who benefits from the proliferation of this story, and what is the motive behind the leak? Emotional reactions such as Jungkook's reported tears, if indeed true, can fuel virality. Yet personal reactions do not automatically turn every report into verified fact. Is it not the case that emotional intensity is often exploited to accelerate the spread of unconfirmed information? By placing feelings as verification, we risk ignoring simple verification methods, cross-checking documents, official recordings, and statements from management or organizers. Furthermore, we must question the mechanisms of information dissemination itself. What role do platform algorithms play in shaping public perception of the event? Do trending hashtags and short clips circulating truly represent the full picture, or merely selective excerpts polished for dramatic effect? When millions of digital interactions appear, can we be certain that the popularity of a claim equals factual truth? Critical thinking demands that we read each post with an eye both skeptical and fair. Verification does not mean rejecting automatically, but demanding stronger evidence before shifting assumptions. How do we practice such verification? Begin by identifying primary sources, reviewing official recordings from organizers or the artists involved, and seeking confirmation from credible official accounts. If none are available, then the ethical obligation is to refrain from resharing the claim as fact. The provocative questions we must continually pose to ourselves and the community are we willing to become a medium for sensationalism in exchange for fleeting emotional satisfaction? Who benefits from rumors linking big names on one grand stage? Are there commercial, political, or personal motives that might drive the leak of such information? For observers and fans, reflective action is also important. To what extent should our empathy toward an artist's emotional expression blur the standards of factual verification? Can we honor an emotional moment without turning it into the basis of an untested claim? Acknowledging emotional value while demanding accuracy is the middle ground that reinforces public integrity. We affirm that the initial information circulating originates from various social media and channels mentioned earlier, yet an official statement from the relevant parties is still needed for confirmation. In the meantime, our call to readers is simple but firm. Act with constructive skepticism. Always double-check, compare sources, and prioritize official statements. Do you fully believe this claim, or do you see patterns indicating a sensationalism attempt? Finally, let us use this viral momentum as an opportunity to strengthen media literacy. Do not let anticipation obscure our obligation to truth. To spark deeper discussion, we pose several questions for reflection. Is the evidence you have seen convincing enough? Where did that evidence originate and who owns it? Is there an alternative, simpler explanation? What if this entire narrative is merely a hidden marketing maneuver exploiting big names for engagement? We invite readers to share their opinions with evidence-based arguments, not just emotional reactions. Healthy discussion will help separate fact from fiction and maintain the quality of public information. In closing, we reiterate, evidence is the anchor of truth. Official recordings, management statements, and production documentation must be the foundation of public claims. Are you willing to demand that standard before resharing a narrative? Reflect on the social consequences for both the artists and the public if claims go unverified, and share information responsibly. Do not let hoaxes become public entertainment. Thank you.